The Master Blaster. Well, a lot of what we're trying to do with Sangre por Arte and Crucito's Gallery, which is the Blood In, Blood Out art collection created by our very own Maestro Adan Hernandez, was a kind of a synergy of our collaboration on the Hollywood Pictures film Blood In, Blood Out, aka Bound by Honor. In the mid-90s, this film came out, produced by Hollywood Pictures and directed and produced by Taylor Hackford, who was the producer of La Bamba, directed Devil's Advocate, an Academy Award winner with Officer and Gentleman, Against All Odds, Ray, the movie about Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx. So Taylor's well known, and he directed this film called Blood In, Blood Out. It starred me, Benjamin Bratt, Billy Bob Thornton, Michael T. Williamson, Delroy Lindo, a bunch of well-known actors and great performances. So the film had a kind of a cult following over the last 20 years under different names. Bound by Honor, it came out theatrically, then Blood In, Blood Out on video. And a lot of the images from my character, Crucito, who was a Chicano artist, became very well known. And for me, it was a way to reintroduce Adan Hernandez and the art and the masterpieces from the film to a pop cultural audience, which really knows this film. It's generational. This film has been passed on in the last 20 years in the Mexican-American, not only the Latino Chicano community, but also the cult film community.
All over the world.
It's our Chicano Godfather, so people have passed it on, kind of like people have passed on the Godfather films, the Scarface films. But I think what sets it apart is this kind of story about brotherhood, carnalismo, between these three friends, played by me, Benjamin Bratt, and Damien Chapa. And my character, because he's an artist, has more of an opportunity within the scope of the film to speak culturally to a cultural audience, a Latino audience, and a youthful audience. So I kind of use it with the art of Adan to again reintroduce these images to them in a way that lets them know that these images are fine art. And so David Reyes and Brown Bag Entertainment and my nonprofit, Cine Studio San Antonio, has collaborated to create this show. And so we've taken a lot of the anchor pieces, like the mural, Carnalismo, where the finale between me and Benjamin Bratt, the finale of Blood In, Blood Out plays out. And so this mural, which a lot of people think was actually painted on the LA River Basin, is actually in the possession of Adan Hernandez. And along with the other piece, The Death of Juanito, which is in a very passionate scene between me and Benjamin, I cut in a scene between Crucito and Paco. I actually scar and mar up The Death of Juanito belongs to Adan.
They did three paintings of the original.
No, dude, she only did two copies. Because she said it was so complicated that the production could only create two copies. So I had two opportunities. Well, they had two close-ups.
Yeah, they had some close-ups.
They had two smaller close-ups. So I actually only had 4 opportunities to get it right. But these masterpieces are in Adan's possession, and I thought that we should create the definitive Blood In, Blood Out collection. And so I kept pressuring him to put these pieces together, along with Juanito, which is in the Sama permanent collection. And so I wanted to put these pieces together and create this collection. We want to create a touring part, we want to create a permanent collection. But one thing we realized was that the mural, which had been in storage for over 20 years, needed some work. So Sangre por Arte and David Reyes created this event where we want to put the pieces that we have together. We want to show off the mural, give a photo op to the fans and to art collectors and to Adan's fans to actually see the mural. And then we're going to raise money, do a Kickstarter campaign to raise money to have Adan help restore this mural, which we're calling Carnalismo. And then somewhere, someplace, we're going to put the collection, and around it, we will create what we hope will be a Chicano museum. And then we'll be able to really exemplify what people like Cheech Marin, what the Museo Alameda has been showing in their Latino collection, which is true Chicano art, and the fact that we need our own museum.
Right.
And why shouldn't it have a permanent collection like the Blood In, Blood Out art collection? You know? So that's kind of what we've been doing with Sangre por Arte, what we've been doing with kind of the commercialization of the images from Blood In, Blood Out through different brands. Chuco brand, which is his, Crazy Vacos, which is my own brand that we've been putting out. Lucitos Gallery, which is the images from Blood In, Blood Out on shirts, affordable prints, and hopefully with this collection we take it back to the fine art level, which is really what I believe, the Blood In, Blood Out collection belongs.
This is something that we've been wanting to do because we are so underrepresented in museums and galleries in art magazines across the board. We do not exist in most museums here in America, even though they're funded by our tax dollars. So our gente does not feel welcome in these museums. So we want to create this wave of barrio art, and we want to saturate the barrios and our gente with art to inspire them, to let them know that we are, in the process of doing art is the highest expression, form of expression that there is. And for decades since we've been here, we were not supposed to be capable of doing high art. And that is all not true, because we are capable of doing anything that anybody else can do, and even better, because look at the Mayas and look at the Aztecs and what they achieved. And to this day, people don't understand that they created some of those magnificent structures, and they had these advanced calendar that still baffles scientists to this day.
So I think that's why the synergy of what Adan has been able to achieve as a fine artist. He's got a couple of pieces at the Met in New York. He's got pieces here at the Museo Alameda in the Latino Contemporary Show. He's in Cheech Marin's Chicano Vision show. His pieces are in some of the most important collections. He's got Juanito at Sama. He's got a couple of pieces at Sama. Taylor Hackford owns a lot of his pieces. So to me, the ability to cross-reference the influence that he has, and so when people look at the commercial success of Blood In, Blood Out and those images, and then they look at what he's been able to do as a fine artist, then his want and need to bring this fine art to the youth and the culture that he truly believes in, which is the Mexican-American Chicano culture. To me, that's what's important about this show, is that all of a sudden you're bringing these different worlds together. And now you've got an opportunity to have these chavalones, this Chicano youth, these Latino youth, to see themselves not as marginalized, but a part, again, like he said, of that. We are the artists. We are the creators of civilization. We are the creators of that mythic legend that is us, and so now in the contemporary here and now, with images that are very much from the barrio, that are very much from our urban cultural experience, we're taking ourselves back to where we belong. And I think that's what's important about a collection like this, that it's able to bring all of those things together. Why else would this film, which is a Hollywood-produced film, why would it survive the fact that it was not a commercial success in their eyes? So even though it was Hollywood funded, in their eyes it wasn't a commercial success. But we were able, through just the performances in it, not only my performance, Benjamin's performance, all those people that put those incredible acting performances, but Jimmy Santiago Baca's script.
Yeah, what if I said I wouldn't come?
Shit, I knew you would come. Shit, watcha? Come look at yourself in the mirror, say.
man. It's not all marked up, man. It's a sign of respect.
For 10 years, man, I've been Star Trekking in the Twilight Zone. Thought if I came and looked at this, I might find my way back, you know?
Again, we're going to bring all of that to this collection and what this Blood In, Blood Out art collection means. You know, but right now we're going to start with restoring Carnalismo, the mural, from the end of the movie, and continuing to show off the Blood In, Blood Out art collection.
Thank you.
Sangre por Arte, right here in San Anto at the wonderful Josephine Theater.
Viva la raza.
Thank you, Tommy. Sangre por Arte, right here.